This video is made for adult collectors because Prime says let them come.
Stand down!
Voyager Prime, probably the most common Optimus Prime toy we get now, and a lot of the time they are bangers. Mostly. But saying one of them is the best is very difficult because a lot of them have like really good strengths. Battle Blades is my personal favorite. First movie is just nice, solid, and chunky. Dark of the Moon kind of stinky. Age of Extinction Invasion, though, is very nice refresh combining G1 and movies together. The Last Knight really steps up where that leader failed. And Studio Series has been super posable. But Rise of the Beast mainline? Now that's something else. Before I go any further, I do have a Patreon if you want to support the channel. It'll be linked in the description down below. You do not have to if you do not want to. And thanks to my buddy who goes by the Beige Power Ranger for hooking me up with this. Gonna start with the definitely needs more paint aspect. Like, that's something I hope Toy Hacks comes in and fixes. They don't do movie stuff that often anymore, but I would love them to do this. But the rest of it looks very good. This is based on the control art, and the Studio Series one is more film accurate, but I'm gonna be honest, I kinda like the control art design. The tooling's very nice, even though it's that unpainted Games Workshop gray. It still lets the tooling pop, especially in the torso area. There seems to be 3 sprues here. Like, that's something I noticed right away. Palm red, gray, and black. All the blue and glossy red is painted, so I guess that's where the paint budget went. It does look plain, and the torso proportions look a bit odd, but those are my only visual complaints. Everything else is very nice. It just oozes Optimus Prime and like commands a presence until you put it next to a Deluxe or a Voyager. This is small. It's a Voyager and it is very small, but it is also cheaper, sort of. Some places like the US, it's $3 cheaper. In the UK, it is £9 cheaper. And Canada, it's supposed to be like regular price, but then Walmart is upcharging for some reason. But a majority of the sellers have them cheaper, and for this size, that makes more sense. However, he is the same height as Battletrap, so like, you know, he's not exactly that much shorter. His posing though, like, it's so good. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Accessories are just a gun, the one from Bumblebee, because it's in the control art, and I assume that was what was originally planned. But I give him the Games Workshop gray Studio Series Bumblebee gun from the 5-pack. To replicate his hand cannon as he has in the movie, and I think it works pretty well for me. Now let's, oh, that peaked my audio there, oopsie. Now let's get on to the posing. I want to show some shots of just how fucking good this thing looks. So, as you saw previously, Prime's articulation is pretty loaded. I just dropped my phone, fell out of my pocket. So, for being a small Voyager, you wouldn't expect much, but like, he's great. There's only one limitation that I don't like, and that's the head. It only swivels, and it pushed it down. It only swivels. It doesn't look up or down, and I really wish it was on a ball joint, because that would have been just so much nicer. Shoulders can do a full 360 degrees. They can go out, and the shoulder pads do move independently. You have bicep rotation, single jointed elbow that bends literally all the way, which is so nice. Wrists are on ball joints, so they can rotate and hinge in and out, and that's how you plug the Bumblebee gun in, is you rotate the fist that way and then plug it in. The waist is a bit strange. He does have a waist joint, but it only rotates out of focus. That's how it rotates. It only rotates that far. But you have an upper torso rotation for transformation, so you can kind of use both of them and get a little bit more natural of a waist, like natural looking of a waist joint, because both of them are turning. Because when you turn your waist, the human body, ow, your like stomach area twists, right? It doesn't just, there's no cut, obviously. So this just kind of looks a bit more natural to me, and I kind of like that. Hips can go forward, that far. They can't go forward all the way. Oh, never mind, I just have to push it hard. So, there we go. Now it goes all the way. They can go back, there we go, that far. You have hip skirts that move out of the way for the for the legs to go that far out. He does have thigh rotation. You have a single jointed knee that bends a tad over 90 degrees. And the ankles can move down. They can move up. They can go even more up, which I love. And ankle pivot. So you can, oh, and then there's an ab crunch. So you can do like so much with it. It's insane. But this is why I wish he could look up, because this pose would look so much better if he was looking at what he was about to fight. But he's just looking at like, don't look at Cannonball's feet. Don't do that. It's just such a nice figure to handle, and the best part is none of the joints are loose. Everything on here is extremely solid and sturdy. Nothing feels like it's going to slip and slide. The joints are on screws too, so if they are loose, they're so easily fixable. I'm glad they're doing this more often now with screws and less pins, because pins are a pain in the butt to fix. One other issue, which you saw earlier, was the head is a little easy to push down. It does click. Like, it clicks, but, well, it doesn't really take much effort for it to just go back down again into the cavity. And that's due to the way that they've designed this. So, like, it's on two separate panels that just sort of soft clips into place. I kind of wish, like, maybe the windshields here had, like, a locking mechanism. But, whatever. I also wish the head could lock up. But it is very good. It is a very good posable Prime that's extremely clean. And you should just buy one. I know the video's not over yet, but just buy one. Transformation borrows and combines a lot of elements from other Primes, but unlike Studio Series Bay Prime, it works quite well. Because Bay Prime uses First Edition Prime and Evasion Prime, and they don't really blend that well. This toy, though, the arms are Siege-ish, the legs are Evasion Mode Engineering, the lower torso is Earthrise, and the upper torso just feels like a generic Prime. But, like, it works, and it works very well together to make such a nice and pleasing transformation that you can just flick back and forth. It's so refreshing after Commander of Stars and Light of Peace. This thing is just flick, flick, you're done. Truck mode is baller. Feet are kind of egregious, but not terrible. They help with something I'll show later. Again, it's small, but like also the same size as Battletrap, who refuses to tab together, so the best you're getting is this slightly untabbed looking mess. I do like all the details on this. Wish the front grille part was sticking out a little bit more, but due to how it transforms, I get it. The gun store's on the back, and there's a little slot where the magazine can slip into, but you can also hook up Earthrise Prime's trailer. The feet stick up to elevate the trailer hitch, and it elevates it a little too much, I think, but the trailer still is there, and it's mostly level. I love that. I don't have the regular Earthrise trailer, but he can also carry this one and this one. I love this thing, but is it the best Voyager Prime for me? I still think Battle Blades is better. It's more fun to me. I know a couple of my friends hate the Battle Blades version, but I personally adore that thing. This one is superb though, and if I didn't have that Hunt for the Decepticons one, I'd say this is my favorite. But what Voyager Prime is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious. Now, should you actually buy this? Because we have the Studio Series buzzworthy one coming out sometime soon. I know a lot of people are complaining about it being buzzworthy. Buzzworthy Studio Series stuff like that usually has a year of buzzworthy shelf life, then it gets actual shelf life in normal Studio Series packaging. Take Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, for example, right? That was in buzzworthy, and then it became a regular release a year later. So this Prime will be more readily available come a year's time, but that one's more expensive than this one. If you want like a little desk toy Prime, this is perfect. Like, it's just perfect for that. And so that's what I would recommend you buy it for. But that's my look at Rise of the Beast mainline Voyager class Optimus. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.